Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It's Saturday, the 15th of October, 2022, and we have with us some very special guests. It's our Hucolo members. We're going to be doing an open channeling today, which will be taking requests from YouTube and from within the room for channel questions. Michelle has brought in the beautiful idea of doing some channeled healing, which we're happy to also offer. So today we have in our room Michelle, Angie, Barbara, Christine, the Maveth, and Wendy. Why don't we just start with some blessings? We'll just do the three people I can see on the screen. We'll do Barbara. Michelle, will you do a blessing?
Yeah, I'll do one. Yeah.
Okay, Angie, and we'll get going. So Barbara, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Tukahata heata ano tututia. Kuhata heata tuata. Kitihini ata tato. Kupata hehana ni tia tahoto. Kisiti hata hono tokoto. Kipi hata hana tikiti. Hiti hata hokoto. Kihata hata. Namaste. Blessings.
Namaste. This one's from Dekur. Dia konya haya garado. Dia haya gonya haya. Tia karato. Tia haya gorodoro. Ianya haya gorigiata. Dia karatonya. Ia garata. Namaste.
When Michelle's doing that blessing, I got really warm.
I could see her on the sheet as I was saying it.
The healing energy is starting already. Okay, good.
Sutuura iti kianum kuatachi mi aharu tu achi miki ia nuhuati ki pataka awami ni ichi akokwa narahara otukuru. Namaste.
Namaste.
Announcements are
Okay.
we have our channeling class today, this afternoon, right after this webinar. It is from 1:30 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Jim will be channeling the class. There's still room for people if you are interested in joining and participating in the class. All are always welcome. I know we try to limit it so that everyone has the ample opportunity to ask their questions and get the instruction that they need. But this time we've got 16 so far. And so if you're still interested, we've got at least 4 more spots available. If you want to email classes@hucolo.org, if you want to squeeze in today, that would be wonderful. The cost is $150. And if you send an email to classes@hucolo.org, I can get that information out to you. The second class that the date has not been set, but it is in the works for the date, is a tarot masterclass. Karen will be facilitating that, learning how to do tarot readings with your guides, higher selves, connecting in. That is going to be probably either the second or the third week in January. And the cost will be $150. Classes@hucolo.org. It is a tarot master class.
Yes, tarot mastery class.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
perfect. Perfect. Okay, so Darren just came in. Welcome, Darren. All right. So I wrote in the YouTube chat that we'll be taking some healing requests. And Met Wally says hi from the YouTube. So we'll be taking healing requests and channeling requests, and we will be posing the questions to the group. Everyone has the opportunity to answer if they feel they have an answer or question. So I think we should start, since Angie's going to be leaving. She had a healing request, and Michelle was going to facilitate that healing. And so I will, Ange, can you come back on the screen? Angelina Jolie, can you come back on the screen? I don't know what happened to her. Angie, kind of putting the kibosh on us doing the healing. If you don't come on the stream. Why don't we'll, she's leaving in like 15 minutes, so I want to make sure she's there. Angie.
I can start the healing on her.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. I'm going to send her a little message. Tell her, please turn on her camera when you can. Okay.
So I'm just tuning into her energies. I'm going to ground her and myself and the group and invoke white magic for everybody's highest good. And white magic is Gaia's gift to all of humanity. So on behalf of the group, I bring in source energy in through my divine gateway chakra, galactic chakra, universal, spirit star, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral root, grounding to Gaia's earth star, down to Gaia's heart, and then back up again to the earth star, and then root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, soul star, spirit star, universal, galactic, divine gateway. On behalf of the group, we are fully grounded and connected. And on behalf of the group here and everyone watching on the replay, using my I am presence, invoking white magic, I am an invitation for white magic to fill my root chakra and up. I am the energy of innocence. I am the energy in the moment. I am the holy fire of God. I am love. I am cleansed by the holy fire of God. On behalf of the group here, I am that I am, and so it is. Excuse me. So I call in all of our guides and loved ones, beloveds, Mother, Father, God. I invite you to use me as a conduit and channel your beautiful energy to all beings here and all watching on the replay. And so it is. Thank you. And so it is. So let's start with Angie. I place Angie in my platinum bubble of love and light. Using my I am presence, I am removing all frequencies, vibrations, energies, entities, toxins, nanites, poisons, all implants that are not agreed upon, and all low vibrational energies from in and around every atom, every wave of her entire cellular structure, in all space-time continuum, in every dimension, in all of her etheric bodies. And return those energies back to you, Mother, Father, God, for transmutation. I am that I am, and so it is. Okay, I'm targeting your chest right now, or Mother, Father, God is, and I'm facilitating. So can you let me know when you feel anything, Angie?
I feel like I'm in a bubble and I feel warmth. I'm definitely much warmer.
Okay, let's address your pain issue.
No relief there
Not
at this
yet.
point.
All right. Is there any relief, any budge in the pain at all? Excuse me.
Truth is 0. I mean, it's pretty strong. The pain is pretty strong.
The pain is strong right now.
That's pretty strong. I mean, it's been
Has
strong.
it increased
Pretty
since she
strong.
started doing the healing?
It's actually gone through to my back. It's like, oh, my back. Oh,
So it's moving. It's moving then? The energies are moving?
I would say sure.
On a level of 1 to 10, what is it?
Well, that's a solid 4.8. It's
Hey, may I,
uncomfortable, but not. It's very uncomfortable, but not.
can we try something?
I can always.
Okay, if I can ask you to just
Please
close
turn
your
on your
eyes.
camera, please. Please turn on the camera.
Oh, I'm not ready to do that.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Tell you what, then I'll come back.
She's leaving in 8 minutes, so it's better if you stay.
Okay. Well, if it's okay, then if I'm off camera.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. If you can just go ahead and close your eyes, and you're already grounded and connected. And I want you to imagine the white light of God coming down through the top of your head. Coming down on the left side, imagine the stream of energy moving across your body at the stomach to the right side, down the right hip, down into the ground, coming back up again, over to the right side, and up and out the top of your head. Now take a deep breath in, hold it for 4,
Ooh,
and then
not a deep
release. Now imagine that stream just running in the background. And then as you're doing that, I also want you to imagine that you're going to ask Gaia for her green healing plant energy to come in through the left foot, up to the hip on the left side, cross over to the right side, up and out the top of the head on the right side, back down on the left side, cross over to the right side, down to the right, and into Mother Gaia. Now just imagine that that stream of both white light and green plant energy are moving together through your body, through every cell. Take a deep breath. Tu'unkuran yaraka ay shikuran yataktiyara tata tukuyanama. Akahiana naraka itukuyarana. Apahiana nara akawiyanara. Ta uturun yarata aka. So the work I do helps you to connect to your own body for your own healing. So I'd like at this time for you to connect in with your back and ask your back, your right shoulder, hello, shoulder. I'd like you to come up and speak at this time through Angie and tell us what she is shouldering that needs to be released. And go ahead and respond when you hear the answer.
It is within the heart that there is turmoil. That heart is struggling.
May I ask the heart to go ahead and come and speak at this time? Dear heart, beloved, blessed, sacred heart, what ails you at this time that we can assist with releasing?
The heart itself has issues.
Where
Not
is this
within the
issue?
chambers, not within the arteries, but within the wall of the heart.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the wall of this heart, please. Are there blockages within the wall, or does it need further support? Take a breath. Is this old energy from a past life or the current life?
Past life,
How long ago was this past life?
230.
230. What happened, please, in this life that we can assist this life with clearing this energy? Go ahead and walk and fly through the time and space to see and connect in with this life. As you know, there is no time, there is no space. You can be there now. Where are you? Take a deep breath. Hold it in your heart space. Let's go ahead and begin the healing for this heart.
I have the answer, but I just do not want to say it out loud right now.
That's okay. That's acceptable. Let's go ahead and address what needs to be healed from this heart. If it is loss, if it is hurt, if it is war, let's go ahead and send our self-forgiveness. Let's send the other forgiveness. Let's send our self-love. Let's send our self-forgiveness. Let's send the other love. Let's send the other forgiveness, or others, as the case may be. Taking a deep breath and holding a beautiful big pink bubble of love with that beautiful energy that Michelle gave you earlier in that pink bubble. Breathe that in now. And release. Can we go ahead and release this pain at this time? Can we release this energy?
Not at this time. I understand what I have to do,
Okay.
but ooh, I'm
When
like
you're
110 degrees right now. Ooh, so that I'm like
Yeah, that's my
110
heart's.
degrees.
That's so when I work in the quantum, and so my heart is racing like crazy, and I feel like I'm in my own little bubble, and that's the energy usually when I'm working with people with their energy. So I'm going to go ahead and ask the white dragons to please come in and bring their cooling breath. Just go ahead and breathe that fiery, cool breath onto you now. You should start to feel some relief from that heat of the energy as it's moving. When you're ready to do the work and release, go ahead and bring in a beautiful bouquet of flowers in its place. Bring that into its space when you are ready. Think of that bouquet now. Imagine it in your mind's eye. And the beautiful energy from Mother Gaia's gift of flowers will take its place as the energy changes, shifts, and moves. I thank you for your time. I honor you for your work. And I send you off with beautiful love and light. Thank you for working with me today.
What I could say is, and I'm not proud of it. One of my past lives, I was Attila the Hun, and it was that I was looking at.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, I'm like, oh.
So that's a little bit of heart work you got going.
Yeah. Although my pain in my chest has not subsided.
No, that's gonna continue to stay there until you start to do that work. It's, you know what though, what I've discovered is that when you look at that life and you just kind of wrap your mind around it, and when you think about all the different souls that were affected and their families, and you start to just kind of process that, it starts to shed. And I've noticed that the pain in the heart, as you're releasing it, you'll feel it, but it'll start to like move. That energy will start to move and go, and it won't take very long. You might need to shed a few tears.
Sure, absolutely.
Because
Thank
that's
you.
you're welcome.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
Welcome.
All right, I do have to go because I need to get up to Jim's house to prepare for our channeling class this afternoon. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for sending me that healing. Thank you. Much love to you all.
Much love.
Thank you, Ange. Have a wonderful day. I hope this helped you. Okay, so the next thing, thank you, Michelle and Wendy, for the beautiful healing energy. It was gorgeous. Darren has a question. Darren, do you want to ask it on, can you unmute and ask the question?
Hi there. Hi, this is Monica.
Hi,
And
Monica.
Darren here too. Hey guys. Yeah, so I'm sorry, who am I speaking with?
This is Karen.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, hi. Yeah, so my question is about parallel lives. I'm just trying to understand a bit more about parallel lives, and do we experience it when we go to sleep, or is this the only organic timeline, like in the here and now? Is this the only one we experience that's currently happening?
Okay, I'll give my answer, and if anyone else wants to jump in, if you, maybe we differ, but from what I understand and what I believe is that we are much bigger than just our body. There's a part of us contained in the body, but our soul is quite big. And our soul can be incarnated in multiple incarnations at the same time. So you can be having a life here right now, but you're following your own consciousness right now. So you are just, you're just aware of yourself, Monica. But there might be many other people walking around on this planet or other planets that are incarnated currently, concurrently, that are also you. But you don't have access to that because, to be honest, that would make you a little crazy. I mean, it would be very difficult for you to be able to, it's hard enough to deal with your one life. It could be quite daunting to have to also deal with all of the other input that you're getting as a completely other person, as a man, or you can be anything. You can be old, you can be young. So the idea of past lives, I know you didn't ask about past lives, but this idea that we just have this one sort of linear existence, and that you can't exist without having already died, it's not actually true. And quantum physics talks about parallel universes that are existing right now, and they're just the same but a little different. So not only can you also be multiple different people at the same time, or in the past or in the future, but you can be being Monica in many different iterations of Monica, and all at the same time. So it's much more complex than just you go to sleep. Though I will say, when you do go to sleep, sometimes you get a glimpse because it's relevant to your life now. It might be a subconscious problem you're working on, that this other life is also dealing with something similar, but maybe slightly different. Or it could be that you're actually just getting to have a peek in because you are sort of, your defenses or your shields are down, and you're able to really sort of tune into those other lives. The thing about that is, the universe is very efficient. So this idea that there's only one soul doing one thing at a time is not very efficient. And if you've heard the thing of all time at the same time, or everything is now, all lives are now. The only thing that doesn't understand that all things are now is us, because we're moving through time in our own experience, because we can't take it all in. We have to make sort of order out of the chaos. But truly, now you're everyone you've ever been, past, present, and future lives. Your parallel lives are everything they've ever been. You're also having different incarnations, past, present, and future, all now. So the only thing that's linear is our consciousness and our ability to conceive it. And that's the answer I'd give you. So yes, I will tell you what's interesting, like the last couple weeks, which I've seen it as so much as a gift, is I had a little dog that died in July of 2021. In the last couple weeks, I've dreamed about her and been spending time with her in my dreams. And I'm choosing to believe it's happening, because when I wake up, I'm so happy, and I'm getting to spend time with her. And it's just beautiful. And I'm thinking, okay, is that a parallel life? Is that an afterlife? Is it, I don't quite know, but I know that she's there. And it feels so real, and I remember it. And it's happened several times, like I said, in the last couple of weeks. So I'm just kind of going to relish it while it's happening.
All right.
But I will tell you that with parallel lives, if there's something that you remember, I always think that there's like dreams that are sort of like our subconscious working out, like a problem at work or some kind of thing. And that's always like you were there, but you weren't you, and you had a shoe that didn't match your other shoe. And then it's those kind of dreams. And you wake up and you kind of don't remember them, but you know, like you were there, but I'm not sure where we were and all that kind of stuff. That's a dream. But then you have experiences in your sleep that you can recall and recount
Mhm.
in explicit detail, and you don't forget. Those, I think, are experiences. And those might be the glimpse into the parallel life. The thing to wonder that I would ask you is, in this parallel life experience that I'm assuming you've had some kind of dream made you ask this question, but were you the observer watching yourself as a parallel in a parallel existence, or were you actually having the experience?
Right. So it's funny you mentioned about this realistic dreams because yeah, so I've had ones where I'm experiencing it and it's all really vivid and I'm like, okay, this is not a dream. Even in that experience, I'm like, okay, I know this is not a dream. It's just too realistic. And then there's other where I'm watching it as a like like an out of body experience. So that I
Okay.
know I'm just observing it. But the one that I was wondering about was the one where I'm experiencing it and I know, okay, this is all feels like a different life and I'm aware of that in that experience, which is really weird because
But
generally
are
I
you
don't think
still
about
Monica? Are you still Monica?
um yeah, I think so, yeah. I feel like that's still me, yeah.
Yeah. And in the one you're observing, are you observing still yourself?
Yeah, I feel like it's still me, which is crazy. I don't even know. I yeah, in all
Well,
of those. Uh-huh.
you are still you, but maybe you're, the personality that's Monica. I mean, when you die, you'll still be you. You may not be called Monica or have Monica traits, but you
Oh,
will
right.
still,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
I would say that it probably is a parallel life. Is it the same now when you've experienced it and when you've observed it? Has it been the same uh, version of you?
Um, no, no. So I feel okay. So I feel like in the past few months, these have started happening a lot more than like ever in my life, really. And I don't know if that's because I'm getting more, I don't know,
Yeah,
just
open.
like open to it or something. And yeah, and sorry.
No, you're more open to it. Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I'm trying to, and what's also crazy is that in these experiences, I see other people that I know in this lifetime, but they're doing something entirely different. And I feel like, oh, this is a different lifetime, but we've known each other in this lifetime. It's just all so confusing. And in
Well, I
those
would just
dreams,
say observe it and write it down and just kind of enjoy it
yeah.
and know that like there's more. There's
Uh-huh.
a whole bunch more. And it would make sense that if it's a parallel life, like in quantum physics, it would be
Mm,
kind of the same but a little different. Kind of the same. And also too, there's the phenomena of the choices that we've made
mm,
one timeline versus another timeline. And one choice creates a new timeline. So for instance, like there's a time version of me where I'm not in India at the moment. I didn't get on the plane and come to India. I went somewhere else. So there's that being played out. The thing you have to understand about all of existence is that it's all creation as one being, one creator, having a lot of thoughts, and we are those thoughts. And every version of every scenario that can be played out will be played out.
mm,
So there's a version where Queen Elizabeth hasn't died yet, is an example. She
mm,
lives, or she died in a different way, or on a different day, or earlier or later. There's all of those versions that are happening because everything is experienced to the great mind, the great universal mind, and all experience is wanted. So that's why when people say, why is this bad thing happening? Well, because it can. And
mm,
it's not wanted in the way of, oh, it's a great thing, but it's kind of like the exploration of if these circumstances came together and this was the situation, what would be the outcome? You've got to look at it like that.
Right. Mhm.
And all of that is true. So, and every soul has a sort of journey that has, like, there's only certain things that you can do as Monica because of who you are, where you grew up, your background, your experiences, your choices, that you can, experience in your own unique way. And that's true for every single person. So think of the infinitesimal amount of things that you can do and experience. And just as Monica, you know, every choice that you've made, there's also other choices that you didn't make, but maybe your parallel life made. And those are all playing out now, in the now, which is kind of mind-blowing, but
Yeah.
that's really what it is. And then there's the same for me and for the Maveth and all these other people who are having their own unique experiences as the personality that is who we are now in this incarnation, having all of this play out. Because, you know, it's like being able to look at a diamond with many facets, and every time you look at the diamond, it's the same diamond, but you're looking at it from this angle, from that angle, from this angle, from that angle. And that's really how everything plays out. So yes, there's parallel lives. Yes, we get to see them in our dream time, but they're happening all the time anyway. And the reason that we don't experience them in, say, a large fullness is because part of being in this body, in this experience, is having singular focus so that you can fully engage in your life. You know, people that have schizophrenia, and this is not a diagnosis, I am not a doctor, but my suspicion is they have less ability to filter out, you know, and this is also an experience. They have less ability to filter out all of the lives and things that they are probably seeing, that they're they're getting hit with. And it can make you quite mad in a way, because you can't relate. Your parameters that we have, we're locked in this body, are blown open. So how do you rationalize the voices and the sounds and all the things that are coming in? And it's generally, for most of those people, not that positive for a lot of people, you know. So you've got all of that extra input, and it's that makes their existence quite challenging. And some people are able to manage it, and some people really can't. But that's, you know, that is why the gift of singular focus is such a, we need it to be able to have our lives. We need it to be able to experience.
Totally.
So,
It's so funny you mentioned that. I've always thought about that, you know, schizophrenia, I mean, that condition, whatever, to be the same. I'm like, I feel like it's just, I don't think it's what the medical board, you know, describes it to
well,
be.
I
feel
think
like,
no, I would disagree with you. I think that it has maybe an origin point, what we see as the result, but their desire to help the person control it, I don't think is wrong. And there are a lot of things that can be done, can control it. And there's a lot of things that schizophrenics are finding out. If you deal with people that have like multiple personality disorder and all of these things, they're actually making great strides in managing and integrating a lot of, they don't call it multiple personality disorder anymore, but they are making great strides. But for some people, it is truly a chemical imbalance, but the challenge is real. And the filtration system is not what everyone else is, and that's why they have a hard time functioning. Plus the a lot of the input they're getting from all of this extra energy is not usually that positive and edifying.
Yeah.
So either way, you know, parallel lives are real, but they're all happening. And I think, and Angie was with me, she's not here, but I really think that I found a incarnation that has an overlap with my own life, even though I didn't know this person. But I'm really quite sure that I was this person who's now passed, but didn't pass until I was like 5 or 6 years old. But I'm pretty sure that's one of my lives. I'm like super convinced. And so if you go by just a linear, then that wouldn't be possible. I would have had to been born before, right after this person died or shortly thereafter. But no,
Right.
we have crossed, but our soul can do many things, and it's
Yeah.
all. So that's my answer for that. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add to that or wants to. But I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. That was very helpful. Thanks for your perspective and your knowledge on that. One last question on that topic. Would you think that, every single one of these lifetimes or lives that we're experiencing are just as significant as the other, and they all add up to something, that I don't want to say the big picture, but like, are they all as significant as like, the other lives?
There's two things. Yeah, all lives are significant. I mean, some lives are very short, some lives are very long, some lives are quite traumatic, some lives are pretty zen. Depending on the time frame, the sex that you are, or gender that you are, or not gender that you are, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into the life. But there's two things to remember. The journey of the soul is one aspect, and then the desire for experience. Now, do you believe in oneness?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if everything is one, there's nothing outside of one. That means that really you and I are the same. We are part of the one. So as much as I'm saying that you have to have every kind of inconceivable experience as Monica, and I have to have every conceivable experience as Karen, that's true to a point. Because of the fact that you are me, I don't necessarily need to have the exact same experience as you, but as Karen, even though, unless it would add something unique to the situation. So there is sort of that, it's the one that is really and truly having the experiences of being through us as projections. So I am God and you are God, and God is having the dream that's called Karen, and God is having the dream that's called Monica, and Monica's having a lot of experiences, and her parallel lives are having experiences, and her past and future lives are also having experiences. But there does come a point where that's complete for the soul as me and as you. Like, we've sort of run through every scenario that we're going to run through. That's one thing. But then there's also the sort of journey of remembering who you are and remembering that you are in fact God having this dream of pretending to be Monica until that God wakes up and realizes, oh yes, I'm God, and oh wow, wasn't Monica a pretty spectacular dream? So there's that journey as well. There's the journey of the soul, the individual soul, which is not separate from the one, but merely a thought of the one remembering itself. So there's that as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I know that makes sense.
Yeah, so there's that basically, and many incarnations have had their full realization, and many are taking several lifetimes to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's a lot. That's why singular focus is pretty good. We can just say, it's too much. I'm just going to live this life right now and try to be focused on this. The last thing I'll say about it is that any life that comes through for you that you pick up on, it's generally because there's something relevant within that life that will help you in this life. You know?
Right.
And
Mhm.
there's going to be a lot of lives, because infinite lives that you will never remember or have access to, because they won't be, it's not relevant now.
Right.
It's just not relevant. And the universe, as I said, is very efficient in that way. They don't want to cloud it with too much stuff that's useless information.
Sure. Yeah. For our best. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Thank you so much, Karen. It was great chat. Thank you.
All right. Michelle says, I believe how evolved you are as a soul has the impact on your remembering other realities. Quite possibly, Michelle, because then you would be able to handle it and put it into context for yourself. I wanted to tell you this. I gave a channeling session to a guy who actually remembers the moment before he was born. He remembers being given a choice as to where he was going to be born. And he remembers actually being born. And then because he was born early, he remembers actually being in the incubator, and he was a twin. And he also remembers the sort of struggle between he and the twin in the womb. He has this really beautiful memory of his previous, not his previous incarnation. And what he did say is that there were steps taken to erase, or not erase, but sort of cover his memory so that he could come into this life fresh without having memories of past stuff, so that it wouldn't get in his way. But he actually does remember being given this choice of, do you want to go here or would you like to go there? And he had a couple of choices, and he chose his family, and he was born in Switzerland. He chose that incarnation, and he has a very clear memory of it, and he's had it his whole life, and which is really fascinating that he has that memory. And what's very interesting is that it was his choice, and that's probably the same for all of us. We do choose. We take this choice to come into this life, and one of the things that Theos, who I channel, said to him was that his purpose in this life was to carry that awareness with him always, so that he could really be in the situation, that he could play with his choices and see how they turn out, and really sort of dabble in life, and to have that sort of joyous experience, because he has no doubt that he was before he came into this life, and that he will be after. And for a lot of people, as much as people say, oh, I know I'm gonna, maybe people don't really want 100% have it really grounded in them so that they really know it, but he knows it, and he has the memory of before, which is, I thought, was pretty special to have that. So. Okay, does anyone else have any questions or requests? Let me check the YouTube chat. Let's see. Does anyone else have a question? Does anyone question or comment or a healing request? Question, Julianne. Hi, Julianne. Do you want to ask your question? Do you have a microphone? Okay, I'll ask the question. Her question is, how do fractals work? Do fractals, are they the same as past life and reincarnations? No, it's, oh, she's on the street, so she can't ask the question. Fractals are kind of like, basically, if I was remembering Monica's past life. Because, I mean, you can stretch this. There are fractals that are closer to us in proximity to our own existence. And then there's fractals that are much further away. If you really believe in oneness, And this, it all hinges on if you believe it, if you take that as truth. There's nothing outside the one, and we're all one. If we're one, we're one. There's nobody that's separate from one. So my past life is your past life. But if you think about it like a ball, maybe I'm over here on the ball and you're over here on the ball. And so all of your choices and experiences may not be directly related to this person's over here. But there might be some threads, and remember what I was saying, that you come into contact and you remember that which, or you feel attracted to that which serves you now in this life. That's why so many people could be Joan of Arc. So many people can be Jesus. So many people, there's just not one. We're multiple fractals of everything that ever has been, ever will be, and ever was. We are all part of that. Every one of us has been in some way Jesus. Some of us might have actually been Jesus, but it's really funny. It's like if 5 of us in the room all say, well, I know that I'm Jesus, for instance, then that means by biological standards, that means that we're all parallel lives of each other, because how can we all be Jesus, right? I mean, if I'm Jesus and Michelle's Jesus and Julie's Jesus, and I don't say I'm Jesus, but if we're all Jesus, then that must mean that we are all incarnating from the same soul, which means that we're the same soul having different experiences called Karen, Michelle, and Julie, because how can we all be Jesus, right? But we all can be. And we can be fractals of Jesus, because our soul, the soul that is Karen, the soul that's incarnating as Karen and all these other things, the sort of, you might look at it like a corridor within the one. Within this corridor, there's all these lifetimes that are played out as Karen, played out as all the divisions of Karen, whatever that would be. So maybe I'm Met Wally, maybe I'm Dawn, maybe I'm Angie, all in this same corridor of a soul. Or I'm picking up something very relative of that one fractal of Jesus that relates directly to me, that I need to have access to in this life in order to propel me forward. And the only thing that you're propelling forward through is the experience, and also moving more towards the knowledge and the memory of who you are. Because once you remember who you are, which is God, all of it poofs away. When you really know 100% that you are divine, the one, then you wake up basically. And when you wake up, you don't wake up and go, oh, I was Karen having a dream. You wake up and realize I was God having a dream called Karen, or having a dream called Jesus, or having a dream called Michelle. So fractals are past lives, but not directly within your line, if that makes sense. So for instance, I have, and none of these are real, so I'm just making up. I have a life in Elizabeth in England, and I have a life in Egypt, and I have a life here. Those are all sort of like my soul reincarnating. And in Egypt, I was a man, and Elizabeth in England, I was a woman, and this thing, and it's all sort of my corridor of my soul progressing forward. But maybe there's a part of, I will say, most people's fractals are never like just John the janitor from like 3 streets down. They're always like, I was Mary, I was this, I was that. But there might be something within Mother Mary or whomever that really, really you need for this soul. And so you connect to that. And that's sort of, so you're Mary, whoever her corridor of a soul is, also you're able to tap in and tune into that, kind of like projections going out, like a string going to that, and you kind of pull on it. But truly, if you believe in oneness, we're all fractals of everything. We can't not be, because it's all one, right? I would just say, don't use your fractals to give yourself importance. Like, oh, was this, I was this king, I was that king. You might have been, but so was everybody else. So, I don't know. I would say try to live your own life and not be so focused on who you were, because who you are right now is the most important life that we have. Yeah, Matt Wally says in the chat, there's hundreds of Jesuses. Yeah, I always say, I always made a joke that I was the person who invented soap, because I really hate to be dirty. Like, for me, that would be the best incarnation ever, is to be the guy or the woman who invented soap, or figured out that soap was something that we needed and wanted in the world. And today is Global Hand Washing Day, so that's relevant. It's a relevant fractal for me. So Michelle says yes, or Julianne says yes, that makes sense. It's like the oversoul fractals themselves into different individuals' experiences. Yeah, I think so. Or you're just tuning in to those different experiences that already are, and you're identifying with them because they're relevant to what you need in this life. Okay. Michelle, you're sending that message to me?
Yeah. Yes, just an offer of sending everyone healing for their highest good, and opening everyone's third eye for as much as, like up to 1%, for as much as their higher self will allow. Because some people's third eyes are, already maxed open. So for those who it does apply to, I would like to offer that.
Okay, let me just refer to something in the chat. And if you want to do that now?
Whenever.
Okay, I think now would be a good time because we don't seem to have a lot of questions. So let me just refer to something. Stephanie says, those who say that they're fractals of archangels. Well, they are fractals of archangels, but so is everyone. It just really depends. It's just kind of like, some people love, I don't know, crystals, and some people love wood, and some people love flowers, and some people, it's just you're going to be attracted to that which is relevant for you. That I feel very confident in saying. So if you're super attracted to a certain archangel, you're either a fractal of that archangel because that there's something within that archangel that you need to identify with, learn from, integrate into yourself the knowledge of that, or you may in fact be a soul connected, soul. I like the idea of a soul corridor. It's like all of the people that you could be kind of go down this corridor, and some proceed, and some precede you, some are ahead of you, some are now. I mean, all is now, but in a linear time. They're going to be past, present, future. But I think that what's more interesting to me is sort of concurrent lives of who am I? Who else am I? Who else am I right now that I could meet? Twin souls, when we talk about twin souls, that would be a concurrent life. Though I don't believe in one singular twin soul, because that excludes oneness. You can't be one and be only a twin, right? But you can be a twin in a certain way, but you can't be only a twin. Anyway, it gets too much. My brain starts like flipping in and on itself. So I think well, Sean, if you don't, Sean's saying about somebody who calls herself the Lady of Light, doesn't help people. If you don't think she's helping people, just don't give her any energy and don't listen to her. That's the best way to deal with that. Okay. Michelle's going to do a beautiful healing for everyone. I'm going to let you do that, and or not let you, but I'm going to ask you if you'll do that, and that would be beautiful if you would do that for everyone.
Okay,
So
thanks.
let me put you on spotlight here.
Okay.
All right.
So just everyone allow these energies to come through and heal you for your highest good. And I'd also like to open up everybody's third eye up to 1% for their highest good. So I'm appealing to everybody's higher self. Okay, so just sit back and relax and allow. And this will apply to everybody watching the replay as well. Okay, now I'm going to open everybody's third eye. Just relax. Okay, we're done.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Right. Did anyone else have any questions before we call it a day? We're going to end a little early today because they have the channeling class coming, and we want to get out of here and get everyone a chance to have lunch and get ready and be able to be well prepared for the class. So we have time for one more question, and if not, we are going to call it a day. Okay, who is that? Michelle. Oh, your picture suddenly changed to Uriel. It's like, who are you? Where did you come from?
You pop in from.
That's funny. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? If yes, speak quickly, or forever hold your peace till at least next week.
I did want to just go ahead and give Michelle some feedback. That was really nice energy. You could feel the heat of it, and you could feel the pulsing around the crown, and focused a little bit in the center of the head. Not really the forehead, but the inside the head. So that's very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Michelle does healing twice a day, don't you, for the whole planet and many different people. So her healing energy is highly attuned.
Thank you. It is, yeah, it's my passion.
Yeah. She sends beautiful healing energy to many people across the world and dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a question. My dog has this allergy rash, and he's taking little meds for him. But inside his like right underarm of his back leg, he keeps licking it raw. I'm about ready to get a cone, so he leaves it alone. But do you think there might be something more going on with him than just allergies?
Are you
So
asking me?
Yeah, see if anybody gets like maybe knowledge, a word
Well,
of knowledge.
how many baths a day? I mean, a week does he have? Maybe he just needs a bath to, you know how they're
Oatmeal bath? Yeah. So now he's probably once a month, honestly, because maybe he needs a
my dog gets those rashes on her belly, and you don't know what they're spraying into the atmosphere, and I'm a big fan of giving my dog a bath and making sure that she's clean, because she does. If she doesn't have a bath and she sweats and she gets into this all grimy stuff, it irritates their skin. So in my situation, that's what I do.
Yeah. Good to
I think
know. Good.
it's food. If she's eating, like, maybe she shouldn't be eating any food that has grains in it or anything like that, and maybe look at incorporating more raw natural foods, for her.
Yeah, we actually changed his diet about a year ago to more, like you said, the raw natural foods, because he was having problems. He's allergic to chicken. So that part we do know. Maybe he's developed other allergies to other foods at this time. So I don't know.
And yeast and fungus buildup too is a big thing. So you're a healer. You can state your intention to bless the food before he eats it. That's what I do.
Oh, good idea. I've actually just been working on his physical versus what's going into him first. So thank you for that reminder. I do it for my own. It's my bad.
It's all learning. It's a whole learning experience. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, was there any other questions? No. Okay, I don't see any other questions from any peoples. So I think we're gonna have a short, sweet webinar today. Next week, Jim will be back, which will be fantastic. And we will see everyone next week. Have an amazing channeling class. To everyone that's participating, there's still a chance if you want. It's starting in 45 minutes, am I right? An hour and a half. I don't know. For me, it's 10:15 at night. I'm not sure. What time is it there?
It's one.
Oh, here in the US, it's, well, depending on where you are. In the Chicago area, it's just after 11, about 11:15.
Okay, so it's just after 12 in,
Eastern.
So starting at 1:30, so you have about 45 minutes to an hour if you still would like to participate. Hucolo classes at hucolo.org if you want to have a class. Okay, everyone, thank you so very much, and we'll see Jim. Does someone want to do a quick blessing? I don't want to spend a lot of time doing blessing after blessing, but Wendy, go ahead and you didn't do one in the beginning, so we'll have you do one, and then we will.
Sure, sounds good.
It sounds healing energy. I think those are blessings enough.
Yeah. Tukuhinyara. Tahayanara takuyanara. Turinyara tai kahayanara pao. Tunyara kahita taonoko. Yanara takahiranara katao. Tao kahiyanara. Tuinyira rara. Ruinyira kahitara. Whew. Yeah, that's a high energy vibe to assist you with raising your frequency, your vibration, so that your own healing journey can begin to open up further. Much love and much light. And that's Ben Ra.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So everyone, will see you next week with Jim and the same bat time, same bat channel with our lovely ladies and the Maveth. Darren and Monica. We're definitely girls are outnumbering the boys. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see.
Divine feminine stepping up.
Stepping up. So, okay, much love, everyone. Have a fantastic week and stay happy, stay safe, stay appreciative, and be in love. All right, much love to you.
Good.